So, hello guys, my name is Max and welcome to this video today. We're going to finish the creation of our Flappy Bird clone. I just want to start to apologize for the lack of content during the last few weeks, but I've been busy creating other stuff and haven't had time to upload any videos. And hopefully from now on, I will continue to upload weekly videos. But anyway, without any further ado, let's continue with our Flappy Bird game. So, where we lost last time, we just got the basic, so to speak, splash state and game state going. So we got this message here, and then we can press on the screen, or on the canvas rather, and the bird jumps like this. We can move between pipes and stuff like that, but when we got hits, yeah, the bird dies and stuff like that. So today, we're mainly going to implement the score state, and wrap this game up, and then port it using Cocoon.js to Android. Or Android. I don't know how to pronounce that in English, but anyway. Yeah, so let's go into our project here. This index file and the spray.js file that we had in the previous video. And yeah, so today we're going to use fields like here. We want to use the text field, the score field here, or the variables rather. And we have the game over text and stuff like that. Yeah, so let's start by drawing those to the canvas maybe. So we can just go all the way down here to the render method. And after here we have checked if the game state is the splash state. We can check if the state is the, the score state. If it is, then we basically also want to draw the game over text to the canvas. So we say game over draw like that, and we draw to the context of course. And we take this half of the width of the window, so width 2 here, minus the half of the width of the game over text. So they should be like this, the width of course divided by 2, like that. And then I've checked these positions earlier here today, but so the height minus 400 pixels is pretty good for the Y position. So let's see what that looks like. Yeah, so now I have the game over text written out, but we also want to have this sort of the scoreboard drawn as well. So we just can just copy this line down. It's pretty similar, I think. So instead of score text here, s underscore text and stuff like that, we want to draw the score sprite, and the same. And instead of the width of the game over text, we want to have the width of the same sprite. That is. And for the Y position, take the height minus 340 pixels. That should look something like this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And we also want to draw this sort of OK button down here, so we can press to continue to the next state and stuff like that. But we won't draw it here in the same way as we have done here, since we need to check later if our mouse press is inside of that particular button, or that OK button. Then it's better to create this sort of object where we with the button. So we can go all the way up here, I guess over the bird, something like that, and let's create this OK button object like so. And here it will need an X position. That will of course be, so we can't actually instantiate it up here, so we just create a variable here, then we'll actually instantiate it here down here in the main method. Since we'll need to use the width and stuff like that, and we haven't instantiated it until we have called the main method, yeah, then we need to instantiate it or initialize down in the main method function order. Anyway, so we just go down here after we have set the fill style. And yeah, down here we can set the OK button to a new object. Yeah, so flat. Anyway, so the X position, that will just be the width. Can do it like this time. Width minus the width of the, I think we call it something like, the width of this sprite here, the OK sprite. So S buttons OK, like that, OK. So width here, and then just divide that by 2 to center it, and the Y position let's take the height minus 200 pixels. And then we also need a width, and that's just the width of the OK button, like that. And then we also have the height here, so that is OK height, like that. So I have that done, and then let's just draw it. So we go down after here, we draw the scoreboard sprite, and we just call buttons OK.draw, like that. And we want to draw to the context, of course. We want to draw it on the OK button.x position and OK button.y position. So let's see what that looks like, if it works. Yeah, so we have that done. So that's cool. And yeah, so now basically we can check if we press on the button. And to do that, we go up here again to the onPress function. And here where we check if the switch statement, and where we check if this is the score state, then we basically just want to take out the mouse position or the click position, and check if that is inside of the OK button. So the X position, we can just take the event.offset X position, and for the Y position we take event.offset Y, like that. And this will work in most of the browsers. I don't think it will work in Firefox, since they have something like layer X and layer Y instead. So if you're on Firefox, just to make sure that you say layer here instead. So this is probably not that good method to only use like this to figure out the position. We should probably use some more foolproof way, and a link to this post will be in the description. But anyway, this guy here have figured out this sort of function where we can calculate the mouse position. And here we say that layer XY is deprecated in WebKit, but Firefox doesn't even have offsets X and Y. Anyway, so that makes stuff like this a bit stupid and hard to figure out how it should be. But I'm Chrome, so I will just use offset X and Y during this simple clone or something like that. Anyway, and then we just check if MX or MI is inside, if the X and Y position is inside of the OK button. So we say if OK button dot X is smaller than MX, and MX is smaller than OK button dot X plus OK button dot width, like that. Then we also need to check the Y position, of course. So MY, and MY is smaller than OK button dot Y plus OK button dot height, like that. Then we just want to reset the pipes, as we say pipes dot reset, I think. Yep. And we also want to sort of set the current state to the splash state. So we say states.splash, like that. And yeah. And we also want to set the score here to 0, of course. We haven't incremented the score yet, but anyway, we want to make sure that we set it to 0 when we go back to the splash state. Yeah, so if we just save this and reload it, the pipe shouldn't be resetted, but because I think we have missed that implemented that method. But if I just die here, you can see that I can press OK, and we come to this state at least. Yeah, and then we will die all the time here. Anyway, so let's just implement this reset method here, and that's pretty simple. We just want to empty the pipes array like that, and let's see if that looks now. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so that's actually almost the complete game there. The final thing to do is perhaps to implement the score, or display the score. Yeah, so let's do that. can start by incrementing the score. You can just do it right here, I guess. Yeah, that's good. So you can just say if, I can just actually say it like this, score plus equals. You can use this turn operator here, and then we just check if the pipe's x position is the same as the bird's x position. They want to increment it with 1, else we want to increment it with 0, or not increment it at all, that is. So the score is now updated each time we go through our pipes. Then let's just draw it. So we want to draw the score right here each time, or in both the splash state and in the, what do you say, in the game state, but not in the score state. So we can just state an else statement right here, and then we just have a number. I think I called it like that. Yep. So I have the small numbers and we have the big numbers. And if you look in the spreadsheet here, this is of course the big numbers and this is the small numbers here. And I just implemented this simple method here where we can draw the numbers to the canvas. Yeah, so let's just use let's use this method with the big score, I think, to draw the first score here, or the score in the splash state and the game state. So we just take like that. Then for the x position, let's just take the width 2 for now, and for the y position let's say 20, and for number we want to draw the score, of course. And oh yeah, I think that's it. And I also think we need the context to draw the numbers. Yeah, so now we have the score drawn up there, and now when we pass through the pipes, I should hopefully increment. Yeah, you can see that it goes up like that. Well, as you can see, it isn't very centered. We want to center it in the middle of the canvas. So let's do that. So to do that, we can just add an additional field here. We can call it center, like that. And then down here we can just say if center, then we want to set x position to the center. Yeah. What should be, minus or plus here? Yeah, minus, I think. Yeah, minus. Minus the length of the number string. So number.length like that. Times the step size, actually. So we need to instantiate the step size before we recalculate the x position. Like that. And we also want to subtract 2 pixels here, since yeah, you can figure that out by yourself, but we want to only have the width of the last letter, not the actual padding width. So that's why we subtract 2 from the step size there, or from the actual x position. So we can see if that works. So instead of the x position here, we can say null or something like that. And then we just take the center position, so that's the width 2. The implementation we have done. So the text should now be completely centered. Let's just see if I can get over 10 score here. I don't think I can do that, so let's just go like 100 and see what that looks like. Well, it's not really. Oh, I forgot. We need to, of course, we want to, of course, divide this by 2. That's so stupid. And then we also want to. Yeah, we want to do it like this. We want to subtract 2 right here. Then we want to divide it by 2. Like that. Let's see it now. Yeah. Now it's completely centered in the middle of the canvas. Cool. Let's go back to the score field here. And yeah. So the final thing to do is just to draw the small score numbers on top of the scoreboard sprite. So for that, as I said, I have figured out these coordinates before here. So for x position, and that will be the width 2 minus 47, and that took some trial and error to figure out that number. And for the white position, take the height minus 304 pixels, and we want to draw the score text, of course, like that. And we don't want to center it, but we want to pad it by 10, or offset it by 10. And what that is will be clear in a moment here. And then we also want to draw the best score, and that position we want to set to the height minus 262 pixels. But as you can see, I added this fifth field sixth field augment to the function, and that is the offset. And that is the same principle as we have in the Astro game. So if we have the specifier on offset, we just set like this. And we want to add the step size times the length of the num string times the step size, like that. Minus 2 again, I think. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it looks right, at least I think that. So let's see what it will look like. Well, no. Oh, of course, I'm so stupid. We of course want to subtract, and I don't know why I multiply that by the step. Oh, that's so stupid. But we of course want to have the offset here minus the length of the num string. Hopefully now it will work if we go back to 10. Yeah, we did that, so let's just see what it will look like. Yeah, so that's good. So that's it. That's almost the final game. We show the final thing here. Let's just update the best field as well here. So as you can see, best is always 0 here, but we want to set that to to the score if it is higher than the current best value, so to speak. So to do that, we can just go up to the update method, and this is quite bad way to do it, but anyway, we just want to check if it is the score state, but we already do up here actually. So anyway, not. We can say else then. Then we just want to set the best field to the maximum value between the best with the current best value and the score value. So that's it for this very simple demo. Yeah, so you can of course add some more fancy things to the game, like menu state and other stuff like that. As I said, I did figure out the position of all of the numbers and stuff like that earlier today, and I also made this sort of exact this version here, but I added animation between the different states to make it look a bit more finished. And I won't go through it right here, and the code is really messy, but you can see if you add like some animation, that will make the game look a lot better, like this. And it's quite easy to implement this. Just Google for tweening effects, and you should be able to make something similar to this. But for our version, we will only use this sort of very basic graphics graphical version like this. Yeah, so that's it, guys. We now have the finished game. So let's jump up to mobile and let's port this to Android. So see you in a moment, guys. Just one thing, guys. We need to implement the support for touches, or to get the coordinates from touches as well. not and that isn't the same way as we have done in the with the mouse actually. So just go back up here to the onPress method, and just below here we set the mx and y variables. We'll just make this simple error checking here, so say check if the mx is null or my is null, like that. Then we want to set the mx position to the event.touches, the first touches, so 0, and the client x position, since it will actually fill the complete canvas there, and y here for the y position. So for now, if we just reload the reload this, we won't get any errors. So that's been set. It works at least. So let's jump over to mobile. Before we do that though, to make stuff a bit simpler, I will start a HTTP server with this project in it, so we can do some testing later on here. So you just go to wherever you have saved your file. So if you're not that good with terminal commands, then you just find your file. So you say Flappy, like that. Then you can just cd, press a space. Don't forget the space, guys, and then pull in the folder you want. You have your project in. Press enter, and that will take you directly to that folder. And then you can, if you have Python installed or Node installed, I have Node, so I've used a simple Node server here. And if you want to install, and this is just HTTP server like that. And if you want to install that, just install Node. You go to nodejs.org and install Node for your platform. And then you can open a terminal and write sudo in npm install g HTTP server, like that. Press enter, type in your password, and that will install this HTTP server for you. Anyway, so I have this up there, so cheap works. Just go to a localhost and the port, and it shouldn't be any changes, but we now can check the application on the mobile as well, if you're on the same Wi-Fi network as your computer on. Anyway, that's it, guys. Let's jump over to mobile now. Yeah, so we are now on my mobile. So let's check if this game actually works. And if you, in the bad frame rate, and this recording is of course because I record this video in the same time as I show you this, guys. So anyway, the first thing to maybe do is to just open up a web browser. I use Chrome for this particular example, and then go to the router address of your your computer on your Wi-Fi network. In my case, that's 192.168.0.11 and the port 880, like that. And if you go to that address and I've set it up the HTTP server the way I did before here, you should be able to test the game on your phone as well, in the browser. And as you can see, they're real bad frame rate here, of course, because I record. One thing that's quite cool though is because we have set up the metadata the way we did in the index page, and we can add this to the home screen and as a web application. And when we do that and open it, it will have this real boring graphics now, since we haven't any icon data or something like that. But you can open it up as a web application, and as you can see, we now don't have the URL bar or anything like that, and that should work on both iOS and on Android. As you can see, it looks quite well, good as a regular web application like this. But we want to port this to an actual app file. So in order to do that, let's just close this down. Go to the Play Store or App Store if you are on iOS, and just search for Cocoon.js, since that's what we're going to use in order to build or compile our application. So just go to the install the launcher application, and I already have mine installed, but I want to update to the latest version, because there's some down here some claim that the newest version doesn't work and stuff like that. So anyway, so just install that to your phone, and you can test how the application will look like when after you have compiled it. It will take a while for it to start, maybe a bit longer than usual because I'm recording. Yeah, now it seems to be working here. So let's see. Yeah, so just go to your app here, and you can test it inside of their launcher as well. So just go to the address, and don't forget HTTP :// in order for this to work here, and just launch it as a canvas application like this. And you can see here I got real bad frame rate now since I'm recording, but otherwise you will get 60 frames a second, no problem. We could of course make this a bit better by implementing some sort of delta timing and stuff like that, but we haven't bothered with that in this series. But anyway, so now when you have tested it on all those platforms, you know that that game actually works. So let's go back to browser and compile the iOS application, or sorry, the Android application. See you on the desktop, guys. Yeah, so guys, we are now back on the desktop, and let's actually compile our application. So it's quite easy. Just go to Google or whatever and search for Luday and Cocoon.js, like that, and it should be the top link. And when you are not signed in, it looks something like this. And I should have said this before, but you of course need to sign up in order to use the launcher application and other stuff like that. So just make a simple user here. I think you can figure it out by yourself, and then sign in to the dev portal. So I just sign in here, and it looks something like this. So you can go to the dev portal here, and here you have your different projects and stuff like that. So let's just delete the test project I did here, and stuff like that. So let's just create a new project, and you will be greeted by this page here. So here you can set an application name of the project. So for example, let's just use Flappy JS, and then for the bundle ID, you can use something whatever you want here. It said that it need to be a unique identifier for the application, and they sort of have had this example here on our naming convention. So yeah, I just use that for the bundle ID. Now let's type out a version here. So let's say you have the release candidate 2 version here, like that. This can of course call whatever version you want here, and here you say which modes the app should be supported, and we can support both portrait and the portrait upside down, for example. And just choose how we want to scale the application, and it doesn't really matter in our case here, since we have the canvas fill the complete screen, so we can just keep it at scale to fill settings like that. Then just press create project, and that should give you get you back to the projects list, or directly to the compile section. So yeah, it just shows you. And it's the same if you go to the dev portal and just press on your project right there. And here you set the general settings, and that was the things we did when we did the initial setup here. Then here you can go to all of the different the different configuration files for all of the different platforms that you can support here. So you need to set like the different launch images and stuff like that for iOS, and the app icon of course. but yeah, we won't change that. We will just go for the regular versions here, and the same goes for Android. Here you have different sized icons and stuff like that. But anyway, the important thing to go to right here is go to the compile project section, or the compilation, and on the compilation section. And here you just want to upload, I should say, a zip file of the project. So just go to wherever you have saved your project. In our case, it should be right here, right? Just right click it. Actually, maybe we want to make it to a zip file first here. So let's just do that. So you right click on it, and you can say a compromise or whatever it's called. So just make it to a zip file like that. On Windows, I think it's it's something similar to this, but you can figure out how to make a zip file yourself, right? Anyway, so basically just choose the zip file, and you should upload it like that, and then you choose for which target platforms you want here. So let's say you want it for iOS and for Android. So just tick those two checkboxes, and then choose which sort of way you want to run the application, or run using whatever framework you want to run the application with. And I just use Canvas 2 here, and then you choose the compiler version, and I should go with beta version. I haven't had any problem with this, and I just tick the term, I accept the terms, blah blah blah, checkbox here, and then you can compile your project. And it will take some time, and then they will send you a message that your project have been compiled. And I have already compiled the project, so I won't do it again, but it's as simple as just ticking that box and press the compile project button. So then it would take a while, maybe 20 to 30 minutes or something like that. Maybe 10 to 30 minutes, I don't know the exact time frame here, but something like that. And then they should send you this email here where you can download your application. So yeah, so when we have downloaded that, you should get a folder or something like this after you unzip the zip file. And then here you have the different versions for all of your platforms. And as we did this README file here, that you can use, see if we can center that one as well. Yeah, you could, where it say how you run the different versions of the files inside of the zip file here. So if you are on iOS, it says that you can't run it in the emulator on the computer, but so in order to build it for iOS, you need to have both a Mac and an iPhone or something like that, and device running iOS. But since I don't have that, I will go with the Android version here. And as I say, we have two different Android versions. One that is signed with debug info, and yeah, so and the debug version here is just for debugging purposes, and then the release version is the one you want to push to the apps, to the Play Store when you release your application. Anyway, so from here it's quite simple, just to see if it works for your particular platform. So if you have Android, that's pretty simple. Just send yourself a new message like this. So and yeah, and then you just what do you say? Put this file with sorry, and you just send one of the files to yourself. I don't think it matters if you take the debug one's version or the release version. It doesn't really matter. Just choose one and send it to yourself. And let's go back to my mobile file, and let's see if we can run this. So see you in a moment, guys. Yeah, so we're now back on mobile. So let's see if we can install the application and see what it looks like when we run it. So it's really simple. It's just go to your email client, so I just go for Gmail this time, and then just go to the message that you send to yourself, and then just press the download button here. Yeah, and I've just downloaded it before here, by the way. So, and you will get this message here if you have set the settings that you can install application from unknown sources. So just press the install button. Hopefully it will work. No. Try again. Yeah, anyway, just press the install button and it will install. But I have already installed one version here, so I just go to wherever it will save, and just press the the app icon like that, and let's see if we will start here. Yeah, and you will get this powered by Luday splash screen. I think you can change that in the compilation, in the project settings. But anyway, and here's the finished app. Yeah, and as usual, the bad frame is because we are recording, but other than that, the game is running really smooth when you aren't recording like that. And the version I compiled here is actually the one with the animations, but the process is similar for the other version as well. But anyway, guys, so this is the end of this video tutorials, and I hope you've learned something watching these videos, and I hope I see you in the next videos. So, thank you guys for watching, and see you next time. Bye!